Oh my God. This one said, he said he will never forgive. He will never forgive Trump. He will never forgive people that voted for him. It's just and you know the funniest part is that I believe that people like this are die-hard MAGA fan as well. So you forgive, you don't forgive. The man is ruling. The man is doing his thing. That is what you people like. You people don't like to see black people in spaces that you think they can perform well. You prefer to bring your own fellow white folks that will literally act anyhow they want to be. Now, have it at the back of your mind that ever since this regime, a lot of them has been crying, biting their teeth, their tongue in pains. But anyways, who am I? Let me allow you guys hear from him, and credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in this episode. And I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. Guys, with that being said, let's roll out the clips. I'll be back with commentaries.
This one is going to be very off the cuff. So, if I misspeak, I misspeak. There's that lady that has been going around TikTok. A bunch of my mutuals have been making posts about it. Who was talking about how, you know, she regretted voting for him for the third time. And the amount of hate that she is getting from the left is just as much, if not more, than the amount of hate she is getting from the right. Would you like to know fucking why? What did he just do? Our men and women in uniforms are going to come home in body bags. His board of peace is planning on building, what, 50 plus stadiums in the rubble of Gaza? Innocent Iranians died. Innocent Palestinians are dying every day. Every day. I will forgive somebody who voted for him in 2016 and realized their mistake and didn't vote again for him. If you're a three-peater, if you're a two-timer or a three-peater, you will get no forgiveness from me. You can all the way off. All the way off. When you think you keep going, you're not done yet. This man raped children. He is named more times in those files than everyone else combined. I will never say another word to my mother, my sister, anyone that I know that voted for this man more than once unless I absolutely have to. I work with Trump supporters. I have no choice. If I want to be able to keep my house and pay my bills, I have no choice. I do not give a how sorry you are. You're not sorry enough yet. I don't give a flying. It takes you years to fully deconstruct. I'm happy that you are doing the work. I'm happy that you have finally seen the fucking error of your ways. It's too late. We will be sending boots to the ground. We had, what, Air Force bases that were struck in retaliatory strikes against what we did in Iran earlier this fucking morning, while everybody was asleep in the U.S. without congressional approval. But of course, you guys don't give a flying fuck about that anyways. You don't care about the law. If you voted for that man more than once after 2016, if you only voted for him for 2016, I'm willing to forgive you if you have realized the error of your ways. If you voted for him more than once, I will never forgive you. I will never, ever, ever forgive you. Ever. People are dying every day because of what you chose to vote for, because of what you chose to protect. I fuck you.
Joy Reid. You know, I like this Joy Reid. I am a big proponent of everything happens for a reason. Almost everything happens for a reason. It might not be the reason we want, okay? But everything happens for a reason. And Joy Reid being let go by MSNBC for pretty much no reason at all definitely happened for a reason, because she is unleashed, unchained, and unbound, and I am here for it. On her podcast, she kind of went on a rant, and you guys have probably heard it because people have been soundbiting it, and it's been going around. If you are following me on the YT, I will have the whole clip at the end of this video. So if you guys want to see it and see what she said, it's about a 7-minute clip. I'll put it at the end of this video. But I not only want to speak about what she said, but I also want to add something that I don't think she mentioned at the end. And I think it is probably one of the biggest things that she was talking about. But let me get into it. So she went kind of on a rant and was like, dude, y'all got everything you want. What are you so angry about? Like, y'all are still some of the angriest people on the right that I have ever seen. Y'all still angry. Y'all still coming after people, still blaming people for your problems. Like, you have every single thing that you want. And she started listing off some things. And I do want to list off a couple of things that I have taken note of, some things that I've done videos of. They got Bone Spurs in office, all of Bone Spurs people, all of their podcast sensations and things like that, and the FBI, not a lick of police work between them, but they're in there. And then they want to criticize the FBI for not doing any police work when it came to Kirk. But I'm like, they've never done any police work. He is completely unqualified for the job, but that's what you guys wanted, right? Like, you guys wanted people who just aligned with your ideology. You didn't care if they were actually qualified for the job, and the people who were qualified for the job happened to not fit into your mold, and so they were DEI hires, and so you got rid of them. You got rid of the gay guy in the FAA, the black people and the women in the Defense Department and in the DOJ. If they did not adhere to your political ideology, in your mind, they were not qualified for that position. So you got what you wanted there. You put one of the most dangerous people ahead of the CDC. And in all of these really crucial departments, not only did they fire with Doge all of the people who were actually qualified for those positions and knew how those agencies worked, but they replaced them with yes people who would just do Bone Spurs' and his administration's bidding. And this is what we have. We have planes falling out of the sky, landing upside down, having engine failures, clipping each other in the middle of the air. We have people in Florida with children who do not have to be vaccinated at all, and they are free to mingle with other children and get each other sick as much as possible. We literally just had an unaliving of a child from measles in California. The child was unvaxxed. Now you guys are erasing history, shutting down museums and taking history that you don't like and taking it out of the museums, frightening people for telling the truth because it's not revisionist enough for you. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It makes you look like the bad guy on ideology that you still believe. And so you want to make everybody think that that ideology is a good thing. So you want to erase history so that people do not understand where you're actually coming from and where you want to go. You've gotten what you want when it comes to removing the quote unquote illegal immigrants from this country, when in actuality, they're just removing anybody with melanated skin that looks foreign to them. And it's okay because the Supreme Court said that they can profile people based on the color of their skin when it comes to immigration. Not understanding that most of our immigrants are white. You have gotten what you wanted when it comes to the economy. You voted for tariffs. You got tariffs. And these tariffs are not only crippling our small businesses, but they are decimating our farmers. And our farmers are no longer getting the subsidies that I so eloquently laid out in one of my last videos. Go check that out, about all the subsidies that Biden had provided during his tenure in office and that Bone Spurs immediately took away. But they got everything they wanted. They owned the libs, which is what they wanted to do. You know, liberal tears and all of that. 7.5% of black people are unemployed. That's what they wanted. It doesn't matter that the overall unemployment has also gone up. But I'll get back to that later. All of these things they said they wanted. All of these things is what they voted for. And when people are down in my comments, that's what they say. Yeah, Bone Spurs is standing on business. And I like everything that he's doing because he, X, Y, and Z, nothing that actually puts money in their own pocket. It's just stuff that hurts other people. But I digress. But then Joy Reid and her rant got to the meat of it. She said that the reason why these MAGA, these people on the right who have gotten literally everything that they wanted, are so angry still is because we still don't want them in our spaces. We are not going to capitulate to them and tell them that they did a good job or that they were right about everything. We're still fighting. We're still lifting up our voices. And new voices, like mine, which didn't start until January 20th, are starting to come out. And MAGA doesn't really like that. MAGA thought that if they won and they hurt us bad enough, that we were going to somehow give in and tell them that they were right about everything. That's not how that works. We still don't want you in our spaces. As you cry about not being invited to cookouts or having your family cut you off, there's a reason for that. You're toxic, and we don't want you in our spaces. We also don't want your fake and unheard prayers. I got a lot of that since the Kirk situation, with a lot of people on the right who agree with him, who literally said, I feel like I lost a friend. A lot of people who would listen to his rhetoric and listen to what he said and agree with the things that he would say about women, about the Black community, about the trans community, and every other marginalized community, and then get down into my comments and say that they were going to pray for me, as if any God in that book you claim to serve would ever hear your prayer. Your prayer at this point is a curse, and you can keep it to yourself. But I digress. MAGA men, and I mean Black MAGA men and white MAGA men, and any MAGA men in between. Liberal women do not want you. Ever. That's another reason why y'all angry. Because for some reason you don't want your own MAGA women like you want liberal women. Maybe it's because it's a challenge? What is that? Ew. Go away. Nobody wants you. And honestly, that is why the black pill is a thing. And if you don't know about the black pill, people have been going down the Nick Fuentes rabbit hole and learning about the black pill. I did not do a video on that, and I might not, because it is absolutely diabolical. But another reason why they're mad, especially the farmers, Bone Spurs had mentioned something about the immigrants taking black jobs. People always wanted to act like they didn't know what a black job meant. Black people knew that the black jobs was the jobs in the field, the jobs in the hospitality, custodian positions, and things like that. Those were the black jobs that Bone Spurs was talking about. Farmers, like 78% of the farmers in Arkansas, thought if they voted for Bone Spurs and he got rid of all of their immigrants, and then they took DEI and affirmative action programs away and fired all of the black people, that black people would just assimilate back into the fields. See, the thing is, you obviously don't know black people very well. I did a video about how white people still think that we are in those concrete rises. They still think that 3% of our population is in poverty. And the ones that they do see in the nice white neighborhoods, we're just one of the good ones that made it. 48% of the black community are middle class, and it's growing, as well as our numbers. So we don't have to get back in our fields. If black people don't have a job and they get fired from their positions like I did at the beginning of this year, losing all of my clients with freelance, then they're just going to find another way. We are extremely creative. We are extremely innovative. We are extremely resilient and determined. And we have decided that not only are we not getting into the streets, we're not getting into the fields. So they're mad about that. But I think there is something else that they are really super mad about that is a little bit more below the surface. They got everything that they wanted. They got the people in the positions. They got the person at the top of the ticket. They got everything they wanted. And they thought, because they were told that they were going to start feeling more relief, that they were going to get rich, have money, be on top. They thought that if they voted for a guy like Bone Spurs and they followed the ideology of a person like Kirk, they would be on top again. They thought that they were going to be invited to the party. And a lot of them right now are figuring out that they've been duped. They were tricked into voting for somebody who is only using them to usurp power. And now they are losing the things in their life. They've lost their families because their families don't want to talk to them. Their farms, in many cases, their homes in some cases. They're out of a job too. They lost those government contracts that they had. So now they are hurting more because prices are going up because of tariffs. I still have that video coming out. And they now don't have a scapegoat because everybody that is in power, making them feel the way that they feel, are the people that they put there. That is why they're angry. It's because they were wrong and they know they were wrong and they don't want to admit that they were wrong. That's the true reason why they're angry. And I'm so here for this.
The bloodlust of white men will never be satisfied, even at the cost of other white men. See, you see, white MAGA specifically gets so excited over here in the U.S. when immigrant families get kidnapped, killed, put in concentration camps. You see it every time a black man, woman, or child gets murdered by the cops. You saw it with Alex Peretti and Renee Good. And now we're over in Iran, killing children in schools. And you see all of these white men cheering, right? And of course we have troops, American troops that have been killed. For what? For no fucking reason. We don't need to be over there. But again, these white MAGA men get so excited about murdering people that are not white, be it in the United States or in different countries across the world. And it's illogical, right? Because they're saying, we will go destabilize countries, murder other people in those countries that aren't white in order to protect our freedom. No, again, we don't need to be over there. We don't need ICE. We need to abolish the cops. It's never ending. White men are never going to beat the allegations as a collective. That all we like to see as a collective of white men is death and destruction. It's primal. It's in our DNA. It's directly tied to our ancestors. It's directly tied to the violence that white people have carried out since the beginning of this country and basically since the beginning of time. White men are programmed to watch suffering and get physically excited, mentally stimulated, emotionally excited about watching the murder of other people. The bloodlust will never be satisfied for white men. They'll watch other white men in the military get fucking murdered. And they'll be like, hell yeah, that's the most honorable thing you can do is die for your country. No, the fuck it's not. The most honorable thing is that you see other people as human beings, recognize their humanity, be empathetic, show love and care in your communities, and not be fucking violent. But that is antithetical to the programming of the white collective. Every single white person right now is either a white supremacist or pro-violence, unless you are actively and loudly against that. And for the majority of the white collective, it lands on so many of you just being a white supremacist and pro-violence, especially white men.
Well, the war in Iran just expanded to Lebanon. Yeah, this old Texas Paul. Hope your coffee is as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I hope it's better. Israel had been engaged with some skirmishes with Hezbollah and had been bombing Lebanon. But now they're going to step that campaign up, and they are now actively warning residents in over 50 towns and villages to evacuate because the bombing campaign has just expanded there. No one thought this through, folks. No one thought this through. This is just going to escalate. Our coalition's not going to hold together through this. It's just not. Right now you have Syria and Turkey that are kind of half-assed. Jordan is like, but the Saudis are screaming, yeah, go ahead, because, the Saudis are in a power struggle in the region, a Muslim power struggle in the region with Iran, so they're using us. But to trust Netanyahu was one of the stupidest things. And I've seen Trump do some galactically stupid shit since he got elected. But to trust Netanyahu on this, Jesus Christ, nobody thought this through. They're just morons. Morons. A sustained bombing campaign in Lebanon is going to end our coalition. It just is. It just is. What little coalition we have I mean, they half-ass slapped this together. This is not. This is a disaster. It is. It is a freaking disaster. And yeah, now we're at war with Lebanon.
Anyways, welcome back, and that's all I got for this video. And a lot of people have right to say they will not forgive MAGAs, honestly, because even as I'm sitting here like this, I will not forgive MAGAs. Like, I will not forgive them. I will not forgive the fact that now we are putting boots on the ground, that at the end of the day, the US military men are, a lot of them are not coming back to their wife. A lot of them, their children, they're not coming back to their children. It's just a whole lot. I will not forgive you as well, because you have literally put my own country as well into all of this mess of the Strait of Hormuz, blah, blah, blah. Yesterday alone, I have to buy fuel. I have to buy fuel so that I can turn on the generator, because you know that this country. You guys, sorry, my husband's phone rang, okay? So I will not forgive MAGAs for putting me in this stage where I am, because for the first time in history yesterday, I have to buy fuel over $10. And $10, if you convert it to Nigerian currency, that will be giving you over 14,000 naira plus. That's huge. I have never bought fuel like that in the whole of my life. So when we think that things are supposed to be going down, things are literally going to be increasing every single now and then. I will not forgive them, because right now, what I can literally buy with $5, if I have that $5 now, is not even giving me 1/4. So it's not only affecting US, it's affecting every single place. I did a video where I literally explained that a lot of people are regretting, like a lot of countries are regretting from the day one that this orange man became president. He made a lot of things difficult for a lot of countries, especially I can say African countries, honestly. And we have this stupid pattern in Africa, that in Africans, that the moment they are paying you a certain amount of salary, it will be very, very difficult for them to increase your salary. If you like, let transportation be high, let everything be draining you, they literally do not care. And if this man is saying he's not forgiving MAGAs, I totally understand the fact. I understand his pains, because we are all pained here. We are all pained here. I can tell you for a whole fact. There is no job, even if you want to do any type of job. It's just a whole lot to deal with throughout this man's administration. And one good part I'm happy about, the people that literally voted for this man, is just for them to sit down, fold their arms, and be seeing exactly what is actually going to play off. Because you voted the first time, you voted the second time. In fact, there are people that are still ready to still keep voting for this man. I have never seen anything. I'm sorry if I'm roughing on anyone's shoulder, but right from this man's regime, I have never seen anything great about this regime. I have never seen anything great about this regime. I have never seen. The only thing I keep saying is, instead of moving forward, we keep moving backward. Instead of looking out for other things that we need to do meaningfully with our life, we keep going backward. That is it. That is what this regime has given us. That is what this man's regime has literally put in our hands to be dealing with: difficulties, scarcity, pains, regrets. That is what we have literally been dealing with. And all of this happened because we have some racist group of people that will literally not sit down to see black people succeed. Have they been, we just vote for this woman, Kamala? Had he been, we vote for the woman that said she was going to bring the World War III? Because right now, they have already brought the war with their own hands. We slept to wake up, we are already in war. We slept to wake up, the Strait of Hormuz is blocked. We slept to wake up, it's just a whole lot. I saw a video yesterday where this man was literally saying he's going to bring back farmers. I was like, how? You're going to bring back farmers? How? How? Those same farmers that you were never concerned about, those same farmers that you never valued. It's just a whole lot of pack. I'm going to be doing it in another video, so stay tuned for that. So sometimes in our silent ways, we weep in pains in our silent ways. Because We keep going through a lot of phases that at the end of the day, nobody deserves to, just because one unknowing set of people decided that anything that will profit black people, anything that will make black people be on that stage, they literally do not want it. And the one that they literally choose for us are the ones that are really, literally draining us. And you want me to be happy? We are all not happy. Honestly, we are all not happy. And in all, I even wonder how Black Americans are coping. I wonder how they are coping, because they are going through another phase of life that is very, 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 very difficult for them to now come to that realization and now say that, okay, this is how we are going to do it. So it's as painful as that. It's as painful as that. And we'll still have these MAGA people keep throwing their Make American Great hats east, west, north, and south. I'm still happy that they are also getting their axe whooped. They are also seeing the bitter parts. They are also experiencing the pains. In fact, they are even experiencing the pains more than us. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section, and credits belong to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I really appreciate you guys, and I do not take you guys for granted. And guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos, I'm going to be Simba, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye guys, I love you guys.